Welcome back to In the Wind Tarot. I'd like to do another reading for you. I'm going to start with the Deviant Moon. I've shuffled them several times. It is the full moon, and so I thought that would be appropriate to start with that one. There are several naked pictures in here that I've made copies of and put a few clothes on them, so I'll be replacing those cards on the board with that. Father God, we're looking for something today that can help someone in the collective, kind of give them an idea of any confirmations of some downloads that they've had. Now, downloads are there's something that you suspected, something that you've known to be true, and then suddenly you just get a real clear insight, a real clear thought about something. But it may be something that just seems so crazy, like not what you would expect of the people, places, or things around you. But when it comes through clearly like that, a clear, precise thought, that I think is what we would call a download. And that's where your intuition, subconscious is putting together the things that are happening around you. And you may have some biases where you would think people wouldn't behave, do, or act like this. But those precise, clear thoughts that come in your mind are there to help you. I'm hoping that this will be a read that will help people who have already had these kind of insights. In the cut, we have the Seven of Pentacles. That's working on the harvest. And here in this one, it's the they're beating the tree as opposed to admiring the growth of their seeds. The Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So the Knight of Pentacles trying to harvest his Ace of Cups. All right. So let's see what we can find out today for our collective. Any kind of information that would help us in our path or journey to a higher spiritual plane, spiritual, emotional understanding, and security. Oh, well, we start off with a little naked. Let's see, here she is. She has on clothes here. And that is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is where you're bound, tied up by either in your mind, you're afraid something's fixing to happen. Here she's looking over her shoulder like something is fixing to happen. And let's go further. Why is the Eight of Swords on the board? So we currently have an energy of fear, confusion, and in this one, kind of an inevitability. The Empress, and the Eight of Pentacles. I'll need more clarification before I even start guessing on that. That looks like the Empress is afraid of something she's been working on. What can we get for more information on this? Okay. And we have the Star. The Seven of Swords. See. Well, there we are. Star, Seven of Swords, the Tower, and the Nine of Pentacles. We'll do some clarification on this because, this is kind of a janky story so far. What else can we know? Because right now it just says that the Empress is working on something that's either creating fear in herself or someone else. But then I would think someone else, because then the star appears with the Seven of Swords and a tower. I think that there was an expectation that the star would pretty much guillotine her own self, but it looks like she's in the Nine of Pentacles. Now please have some more information on this scenario. She has her sword up. Oh, sorry, that's quite the pack. In my practice during tarot, I don't normally read on the full moon. But then we have the we have Justice. Always reminds me of the King of Swords since he's got two swords, but it is Justice. This Justice is prepared to take vengeance, it looks like. A little more aggressive than the Justice on our Rider-Waite. All right, I'll take that. King of Pentacles. And in the cut, remember we had the Knight of Pentacles. What can I get, please? We get some more information on this as it unfolds. Well, okay, the Empress is currently working on something. It's creating some fear of the Eight of Swords, mental imprisonment, physical imprisonment. The Star is working to create a tower. No. Hmm. I've got these laid out like this so you can be interpreting them for your own situation. What is this Eight of Swords, please? So Six of Swords. The Five of Swords. Okay. So this is a past. The Empress has been looking over her shoulder in fear. She left her sorrows behind because she was terribly afraid. She's been defending herself and looking inside since then. She's working on becoming a star. Why is the star here? Why is the star Seven of Swords here? Someone has been stealing from the star and created a tower. Someone's been taking. Someone's been lying. And it is clarified by the star. These have been doubling up in the last few reads. Very interesting. Okay, so why is this Seven of Swords tower here? Because someone's been working 7 and 7, 5, to recuperate. Or the star has been working to recover and recuperate probably from this situation. And that has created a tower. How come there's a tower here? Why is there a tower here? The tower here is because the Knight of Wands is used as intuition. About the Knight of Cups holding on to his wish come true. Well, okay. Why is the Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Tower? Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Tower. They're friends. Okay, apparently these friends are facing a tower because the Knight of Wands has found that the Knight of Cups is interested in the High Priestess as a wish come true. So we have the High Priestess, Empress, and the Star out here. She has her everything she needs. She has her sword up to anyone approaching. She's carrying her own burdens, which leads to justice. She's carrying her own burdens, which leads to justice. So apparently, you are someone in the collective who is in high vibrational positive energy as a Star, Empress, and High Priestess. Or you're working on becoming the Star. You taking care of yourself and taking care of your own burdens has brought justice in some way. It has also brought a tower because the Knight of Wands has found out and realized that his friend, the King of Cups, is interested in offering a cup of love to you. Of course, it's the Knight of Cups, so don't get too excited. Then on the bottom we have the King of Pentacles offering enterprise, business, new beginnings, money, and a little bit of money, and a big cup of love. Okay, offering this money to who? Justice. And the Page of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is a new person. We have a Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, and now we have the King of Pentacles, who appears to have business, a child, a big cup of love. This cup is being guarded, and I don't see really, there may be some water in it. There's certainly, the moon is certainly pouring into it. So moon is hidden lies, secrets, and an Ace of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Why is the King of Pentacles here, please? Justice. So what's he going to do? What's his point? Looks like he has everything he needs. Except a Queen of Pentacles, maybe? Looks like he has a giant cup of love and a child, so... All right, what can we know more about the King of Pentacles is here because of justice. What's he going to do about this justice with this justice? King of Pentacles, justice. Justice for... Oh, this turns into too many. This turns into half a pack, so we're just not going to do that. We'll take the first one that came out. Justice for resources. Justice for a conflict over resources. Who are these resources for? Oh, dear. Yes. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is in reverse with this conflict. He's in reverse with the Queen of Wands. He's waiting for exposure of the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles about how they've used their money, offered money for degrading bad gossip. So the King of Pentacles is here for justice for the Nine of Pentacles, who is the star. The star is in the Nine of Pentacles. He's here for justice because he knows that the Queen of Wands, he's waiting for them to be exposed for creating this conflict and paying money to tell these lies. I think these are the same people we've been reading on. So I guess there's someone that's going to watch this. It's early on in my videos, so nobody's watching at this point, but perhaps in the future, this will ring a bell for someone. You're keeping your guard up if you identify as the Star, Empress, Queen of Swords, High Priestess. Now you have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands coming in, but here we have the Queen of Wands. And did we have the King of Cups? Well, he's certainly been around in the last few readings. So I would be just, of course, use your intuition should anyone come in with new offers. Look deeply. And if you're a young person just starting out, always Google for information. There are plenty of people out there on the internet that have gone through different things that we would never have thought of. And if you just Google it, you can come up with some information. Of course, use your logic and reason and seek professional help if you should find you need it. Be prepared for things to change. Usually your full moon is going to bring out information, more information. So we can expect that to happen in the next few weeks. I'll be back again with another one. This has been In the Wind Tarot.